Friends, today we will talk about a book that has made thousands and millions of people millionaires till date, and that too just by the power of thinking. Yes, we are talking about Think and Grow Rich. There has never been any other book like this till date, and neither can there ever be. Do not make the mistake of taking this book lightly at all, because this book tells such principles of becoming rich, using which millions of people have become rich just by thinking, and the next number can also be yours. This book will teach you such magical formulas of becoming rich, by which you will start from zero and become the owner of immense wealth. You will not only know what you have to do, but will also understand how to do it. The inspiration to write this book was given to author Napoleon Hill by Andrew Carnegie, who started as a laborer in a steel factory, and by using these principles himself, he became the owner of the world's largest steel company, and also one of the richest people in the world, and the same principles are being told to you as well, if you also want to earn immense wealth, by using your power of thinking. So watch this video completely, and do not miss a single point. If you are new to the channel, then subscribe to the channel. Chapter 1: Thoughts are the only thing. How can a person become rich by thinking? Let us understand this through this example. There was a boy named Edwin Barnes. He used to think in his mind that one day he would become the business partner of the great scientist Mr. Thomas Edison. One day he reached Edison's laboratory and announced that he has come to become the business partner of that great inventor. His appearance was very bad. Edison did not make Barnes his partner in the very first meeting, but he got the opportunity to do small work in Edison's office at a very low salary. Barnes was nurturing the dream of becoming Edison's business partner in his heart, and gradually his dream turned into an obsession. 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. For years passed, but his dream was not being fulfilled, but his obsession was increasing even more. The opportunity he was waiting for took 5 years to come. When the opportunity came, it came in such a form, and from such a direction, that Barnes had not even expected. Edison had made a new machine which was then known as Edison dictating machine. His salesmen were not excited about the machine. They did not believe that it could be sold easily. Barnes saw his opportunity. This opportunity had come into his life secretly, hidden in a strange-looking machine in which no one else except Barnes and his inventor had any interest. Barnes knew that he could sell the Edison dictating machine. He suggested this to Edison, and he got his chance immediately. He sold the machine, and sold it so successfully that Edison gave him the contract to distribute and market the machine all over the country, and also made him a partner of some percentage in his business. Barnes earned a lot of money from this business partnership, but he did an even bigger thing, and that work was that he proved that a person can become rich even by thinking. Barnes thought a partnership with the great Edison from the heart, kept this idea in his heart, made this idea his dream, and this idea became his passion. And when an idea turns into passion, when a person wants to get something so badly that he puts his whole future at stake on a single dice of life, then that person's victory is certain. Edison was not impressed by the appearance of that young man, because his appearance was very bad. The difference was due to his thinking. Now we will talk about why people often fail. With the help of this example of 3 feet away from gold, a common reason for failure is that people leave the field after temporary defeat. Every person makes this mistake at some point or the other. There was a man named R.U. Derby. One of his uncles got involved in the search for gold during the gold rush. He went west to dig and become rich. He took a spade and shovel and started digging on a piece of land. After several weeks of hard work, he saw a glimpse of shining gold, but machines were needed to bring the gold to the surface. He quietly covered the mouth of the mine and went to Williamsburg, Maryland. Returning home, he told his relatives and some friends about his success in digging gold. Together they raised the money required to buy the machines and started working at Uncle and Derby Mine. They returned to start work. The first consignment of raw metal was taken to the smelter. There it was discovered that their mine was the best mine in Colorado, USA. All their debts could have been paid off with just a few consignments of raw metal. Then came the turn of huge profits. The digging machines were going down. Derby and Uncle's hopes were sky high. Then suddenly something happened. The glimpse of gold disappeared. They kept digging in the hope that they would see the glimpse of gold once again, but their hard work went in vain. Finally, they decided to leave the field. They sold the machines to a junk dealer for a pittance and caught the train and returned home. The junk dealer called a mining engineer and got the mine inspected. The engineer advised that this project failed because its owners did not know that there was a fault line in the middle. According to his analysis, the glimpse of gold was only 3 feet below the place where Derby had stopped digging, and the engineer's guess proved true. The junk dealer got gold worth millions of dollars from the mine only because he knew that it is advisable to take expert advice before giving up. Before success comes in life, temporary defeat or failure definitely comes in his life. When a man is defeated, the easiest and logical way is to leave the field, and most people do this, but the real fun is in staying on the field. Author Napoleon Hill says that more than 500 of the most successful people of this country have told me that they got the greatest success at that point when they had lost and success was waiting for them just one step ahead of the point of defeat. Failure is very clever and funny. It enjoys making people fall when success is very close to them. Now we will see such a 50-cent example of perseverance that you will be shocked to hear. In the above example, we saw how Mr. Derby got a degree from the University of Failure due to the experience of digging gold. Shortly after that, he had another experience which taught him that no does not always mean no. One afternoon, he was helping his uncle in cleaning wheat in the old mill. Many black farmers, that is, farmers of Negro descent, used to live on Uncle's big farm. The door opened slowly, and the tenant's little black girl came in and stood leaning against the door. The uncle looked at her and shouted and asked, "What do you want?" The girl politely replied, "My mother has asked me to send her 50 cents. I will not send it." The uncle replied, "Now you run towards the house." "Yes, sir," the girl replied, but she did not move at all. The uncle got busy with his work and was so busy that he did not notice that the girl had not left yet. After a long time, when he saw that she was still standing there, he shouted again, "I told you to go home now, or else I will beat you up." The little girl said, "Yes, sir," but she did not move at all. The uncle threw the sack of wheat there which he was about to pick up and put in the thresher, and picking up a stick, he moved towards the girl. It seemed from his gestures that today he would teach the girl a lesson. Derby's breath stopped. He was sure that the uncle was about to attack now. He knew that the uncle was very angry. When the uncle reached the girl took a step forward and she looked into his eyes and screamed in a loud voice, "My mummy wants 50 cents." The uncle stopped. He looked at her for a minute, then slowly put the stick on the floor, put his hand in his pocket, took out $50 and gave it to the girl. The girl took the money and started walking backwards towards the door, but she did not take her eyes off the man whom she had just defeated. When she left, the uncle sat on a box and kept thinking for 10 minutes while looking out of the window. He was thinking how the determination of a little girl had defeated him. What can we learn from this story? We can learn from this that no matter how difficult the circumstances are, it is wise to stand firm in front of them. Determination is the best. No one can replace it. This is the best way to achieve success in any field. Always remember one thing. Whatever the mind of a human being can think and believe in, he can achieve it. Napoleon Hill Chapter 2 Strong desire. In both desire and strong desire, there is a lot of difference. Each jaw means to want. Everyone in the world wants to be rich, but not everyone can become rich because nothing happens just by wishing. The other thing is strong desire. Strong desire means to want from the heart. to want with complete intensity such a desire, which dominates the heart and mind and becomes madness or insanity. Now we can understand what a strong desire is from this example. A long time ago, a great warrior faced a situation in which it became necessary for him to win the war at any cost. He was about to send his army against a powerful army, and the enemy had more soldiers. He loaded his soldiers in ships and traveled by sea to the enemy country, unloaded the soldiers and ammunition, and then ordered to burn the ships that brought them there. Addressing his soldiers before the war, he said, "You can see that the ships have been burned. It means that we cannot return alive from here until we win. We have no choice. Either we will win or we will die." And what was the result? They won. Every man who wants to win in any work should be ready to burn his ships and be willing to close all the ways of his retreat. By doing this, you can ensure that burning strong desire to win will remain in your mind, which is the biggest reason for success. Edwin Burns was able to achieve his goal because he wanted more than anything to become Edison's business partner. He made a plan to achieve that goal, and he burned all the bridges behind him. He stuck to his burning desire with full courage until the biggest obsession of his life finally became a reality. When he went to meet Edison, he did not say to himself, "I will try and get Edison to give me some kind of job." Instead, he said, "I will meet Edison and tell him that I want to go into business with him." He did not say, "Suppose I fail to achieve my goal in Edison's company, I will keep my eyes open for another opportunity." Instead, he said, "I resolve to achieve only one thing in this world, and that is to become a business partner with Thomas Edison. I will burn all the bridges behind me and stake my entire future on the belief that I have the ability to achieve my goal." He left no room for retreat. His situation was do or die, and that made all the difference. Now we will see 6 ways to turn a strong desire into gold. There are 6 practical steps to turn wealth into reality with the help of your strong will. Step 1. Think of a specific amount of money in your mind which you strongly desire. It is not enough to just say that I want a lot of money. Think of a specific amount. There is a psychological reason behind this specific amount, which we will explain in detail in the next chapter. Step 2. Decide what you would like to give in exchange for the money you strongly desire, because the truth is that nothing comes for free in this world. Step 3. Fix a specific date by which you will have the desired amount. Step 4. Make a specific plan as to how you will make your strong desire come true, and then whether you are ready or not, immediately get down to work and put that plan into action. Step 5. How much money do you want to earn? In how many days do you want to earn? What do you want to give in exchange for that amount? And what is the plan through which you want to earn this amount? Step 6. Write down a clear and concise description of all these. Read the written details aloud twice a day, once before going to bed at night, and once when you wake up in the morning. When you read, feel and believe that you have that much money right now. It is important that you follow the steps mentioned in these 6 steps, especially step number 6. For your information, let me tell you that Thomas Edison had carefully analyzed these 6 steps and put a seal of approval on them. He even said that this principle is essential not only for earning wealth, but also for achieving any goal. Every person should understand that those who have accumulated a lot of wealth have dreamed a lot before getting rich, have cherished hopes, have taken the help of strong desires and planning, and you should do the same. While planning to become rich, do not consider the dreamer trivial. Do not get influenced by the words of another person who wants to tell you that dreaming is foolish. To achieve great success in a changed world, you will have to follow the principles of successful people of the past, whose dreams have given mankind many valuable things. If the work you want to do is right, and you believe in it, then go ahead and do it. Keep your dream in front, and do not worry about what people will say on your temporary failure. People probably do not know that within every failure, the seed of an equally big success is hidden. Thomas Edison dreamed of a bulb that would light up with electricity, and he started working to make his dream a reality. He failed 10,000 times, but he kept on working on his dream until it came true. Practical dreamers do not run away from the field. The Wright brothers dreamed of a machine that could fly in the air. Today we can see direct evidence all over the world that their dream was really powerful. Marconi dreamed of a system that would use the unknown powers of the air. In every radio and television set in the world, we find evidence that their dream was not in vain. You will find it interesting to know that when Marconi told people that he had discovered a principle by which he could fly in the air without the help of any wire, if we could send messages, Marconi's friends took him into custody and got him checked up in a mental hospital. What can we learn from this? Start loving a goal so intensely that you go mad after it, because only mad people make history. The great musician Beethoven was deaf. The great dramatist Milton was blind, but his name is immortal because he dreamed and transformed those dreams into systematic thoughts. Helen Keller became deaf, dumb, and blind soon after her birth. Despite her greatest misfortune, she got her name registered among the greatest people of history. Her whole life is a witness to the fact that no person loses until he accepts his defeat as truth. The author of this book, Napoleon Hill, tells that a few years ago, one of my business associates fell ill. His condition worsened day by day, and finally, he had to be taken to the hospital for operation. The doctor warned me that the chances of his survival were very less. But this was the opinion of the doctors. This was not the opinion of the patient. The patient returned safely. When everything became fine, the doctor said that there was only one reason for his survival, and that is his strong will to live. If he had not completely rejected the possibility of death, he would not be alive today. I believe in strong willpower because I have seen that this power lifts people out of the mire of poverty and up to the peak of power and wealth. I have seen that it steals dead bodies from the graves. That is, it does not let people die. I have seen that because of this power, people finally succeed despite failing in hundreds of ways. Now, before ending this chapter, I am telling you two things which you should always remember. Number one, the mind has no limits except those which we accept. Number two, both poverty and wealth are children of thoughts. Which child of these do you want to give birth to depends entirely on your thoughts. Chapter 3. The Power of Imagination. Napoleon Hill has said that whatever a man can think and imagine, he can also create it. How? So let us understand this with an example. What would I do if I had $1 million? This is a true incident which proves the truth of the old saying, where there is a will, there is a way. This is the true story of America. When the educationist and preacher, late Frank W. Gunsalis, was studying in college, he saw many flaws in the education system there. He believed that if he became the principal of the college, he could remove these flaws. He resolved in his mind that he would build a new college in which he would try his ideas and do something different from the traditional way of education. He needed $1 million for his project. Where would he be able to arrange such a huge amount? This question kept flashing in the mind of that ambitious young preacher every moment, but he was not able to make any progress in this direction. Every night, he would sleep on his bed with the idea of $1 million and wake up in the morning with the idea of $1 million. Wherever he went, the idea of $1 million went with him. He kept it in his mind continuously until this idea turned into a strong obsession. He did not know where he would get $1 million from. Usually the natural way to do this would be to give up and stop trying. But he did not do so. Now what happened next? We will hear as it is in his own words. Dr. Gunsalis tells that one Saturday afternoon, while sitting in his room, I was thinking how I would raise the necessary funds to make my plan successful. For almost 2 years I had been thinking. For 2 years I had done nothing but think. But now the time had come to act. I made up my mind that I would raise the amount of $1 million in a week. But how, I did not know. The important thing was to decide that I would raise that amount within a fixed time frame. And I want to tell you that the moment I reached this definite decision that I would raise the required amount within a fixed time frame, I felt a strange sense of reassuring relief, which I had never felt before. As if someone inside me was saying, "Why did you not come to this decision much earlier? This amount of money has been waiting for you for a long time." Things happened very fast. I called the newspaper people and announced that I would give a speech the next morning titled, "What Would I Do If I Had $1 million?" I immediately started preparing the speech. But to tell you the truth, this task was not difficult because I had been preparing this speech in my mind for almost 2 years. Well before midnight, I started the lecture. I finished writing and went to bed and slept with a feeling of confidence because I could see that I had $1 million and I was the owner of it. The next morning, I got up early and read the lecture. I was so excited that I forgot to take the lecture with me, and I did not realize it until I was ready to start standing in front of the audience. Now there was no time to bring my notes, and forgetting them at home proved to be a boon. Instead of notes, my subconscious mind provided me with all I needed. When I stood up to start my speech, I closed my eyes, and I spoke from my heart and soul about my dreams. I told what I could do with $1 million if this amount of money was put in my hands. I explained in detail the plan that was in my mind. I told what kind of great educational institution I was going to build where young people would learn to do practical things, and at the same time their brains would be developed. When I finished speaking, and I sat down, a man from the third row behind me slowly got up from his chair and walked towards me. I was surprised. He asked me what he was coming to me to do. He came on the stage, extended his hand and said, "I liked your speech. I believe that you can really do what you have said, provided you have $1 million. To prove that I believe in you and your ideas, I can give you $1 million if you come to my office tomorrow morning. My name is Philip D. Armour." Young Gunsalas went to Armour's office and got $1 million. With that money, he laid the foundation of Armour Institute of Technology, which is now known as Illinois Institute of Technology. So friends, you see, this true incident has once again proved that a person can become rich even by thinking, because this $1 million came to him as a result of an idea. There was a desire behind this idea, which young Gunsalas had been nurturing in his mind for almost 2 years. The biggest thing is that the principle which got Dr. Gunsel $1 million is still alive today. This principle can work for you too. This eternal rule is as useful today as it was for that young preacher who had got tremendous success in his intentions. So always remember this, and keep repeating it again and again, that whatever a man can think and imagine, he can also create it. Chapter 4, Dedication. The secret of success is always linked to just one word, and that word is dedication. There was a woman named Fannie Hurst who came to New York in 1915 and wanted to become rich through her writing. For 4 years Fannie Hurst struggled, rubbing her heels on the pavements of New York. She spent her days working hard and her nights hoping. When the flame of hope dimmed, she did not say, "Okay, Broadway, you will win." Instead she said, "Okay, Broadway, you can bring down some people, but not me. I will force you, and you will have to give up." Many publishers together sent her rejection slips about 36 times, and only after this only one of her stories got published. An average writer gives up the field on the first rejection slip. This woman spent 4 years on the pavement. Her shoes were wearing out because she was determined to win. Then the money started coming in. The spell was broken. The invisible guide had tested Fannie Hurst, and she passed. After that, publishers started coming to her door. The line started. The money came so fast that he did not even have time to count it. Then the people from the film line surrounded him, and there was not a shower of money on his house, but it started raining heavily. And all this happened because of his habit of not accepting failure, whose other name is perseverance. Now you must have realized how much can be achieved with perseverance. Fannie Hurst is also no exception to this. Always remember one thing. Wherever people earn a lot of money, they soon acquire perseverance. Broadway will give a beggar a cup of coffee and a sandwich, but that is all. Those who want a lot of money from this should have perseverance. Those who have developed the habit of perseverance, no matter how many times they fail, they finally reach the peak of success. Those who pick themselves up after losing and keep trying, they ultimately become successful, and then the world says to them, "Well done, we knew you could do it." Always keep this in mind. Defeat is nothing but an inspiration to try more. Perseverance is the best. Chapter 5 Well-organized planning. Keep in mind the fact that even the smartest man in the world cannot succeed in becoming rich or in anything else unless his plans are practical and implementable. And when your plans fail, remember that short-term defeat is not permanent failure. It may mean that the plan you were working on was not sound. So make other plans and start again. If you give up before reaching your goal, you are a deserter. Fugitives never win and winners never run away. Take this sentence and write it on a piece of paper in 1-inch high letters, and keep it in a place where you can see it every night before going to sleep and every morning after waking up. Remember that the lawyer who has the most knowledge of law does not win the case, but the lawyer who prepares his case the best. If you have prepared and presented your case well, you have already won half the battle at the very beginning. The person who does not take the slightest risk usually gets what is left, because other people who took risks have chosen good things and taken them away. Too much caution is as bad as too little caution. Avoid both extremes. Do not forget that there is always an element of risk in life. You should know all your weaknesses so that you can either build bridges over them or remove them completely. You should also know your strengths so that you can draw the other person's attention to them while selling your services. You can know yourself only through accurate analysis. Chapter 6 Faith means believing in the realization of your desire and believing that you will get what you want. You have to believe that you can achieve what you want. Now the question arises that why is faith so important? The answer is because the most powerful emotion among positive emotions is faith, love, and sex. When the emotions of faith, love, and sex are combined with any thought, they make it very powerful. When these three come together, it immediately sends any of our thoughts to the subconscious mind, and when any thought reaches the subconscious mind, it starts becoming a reality. And this is the reason is that when we want to make an idea a reality, we have to have faith in it. We have to believe that we can achieve it. Only then will that idea reach the subconscious mind. If faith or belief is so important, then the question arises that how to develop faith. The answer is that the only way to do this is to keep giving positive instructions to your subconscious mind again and again through auto-suggestion. Everyone knows this fact that whatever a person repeats to himself again and again, he eventually starts believing in that thing, whether that thing is right or wrong. If a person keeps repeating a lie again and again, then eventually he will accept that lie as truth. Not only this, he will start believing that this is the truth. A person becomes that kind of thoughts that he allows to rule his mind. Now you must have understood how the seed of an idea or goal can be sown in your mind. The answer is that any idea, plan, or goal can be kept in the mind by repeating it again and again. That is why you were told in the second chapter Prabal Icha to write down your main goal and remember it, and recite it aloud every day until it starts to vibrate as sound. Always remember that thoughts which have strong emotions behind them, and which have a mixture of faith or belief, all those thoughts start turning into reality. Chapter 7 Self-suggestion means auto-suggestion. What is self-suggestion or auto-suggestion? Self-suggestion is a suggestion given to oneself. We can give suggestions to ourselves, good as well as bad. It is a means of communication between the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. Let us understand this with an example. The subconscious mind is like a garden in which if the seeds of better crops are not sown, then useless plants will grow in abundance. Self-suggestion is the method by which a person sows seeds of positive and constructive nature in this garden of his subconscious mind, or he does not take proper care of it, and allows thoughts of negative and destructive nature to enter this garden. So while reading your statement of desire aloud, remember that just reading the words will not work unless there is a strong emotion or strong desire in your words. Your subconscious mind recognizes and works according to only those thoughts which have strong emotion and strong desire. If you think that you have lost, then you will lose, because this is the self-suggestion you are giving to your subconscious mind. If you think that you do not have the courage, then you will become a coward, because this is the self-suggestion you are giving to your subconscious mind. If you want to win, but think that you cannot win, then it is almost certain that you will not be able to win. If you think that you have lagged behind, then this will really happen, because this is the self-suggestion you are giving to your subconscious mind. You have to think about rising up. You have to believe in yourself, and only then can you win any prize. Always remember one thing: in the battle of life, not always the one who is the strongest or fastest wins, but sooner or later only the one who thinks that he can win wins. Friends, this book is so good that reading it just once will not do anything. Rather, it should be read again and again, so that the content of this book can reach the depth of our heart and mind, and we can take maximum advantage of the power of thinking to become rich and take our life to a new level. If you want to buy this book, then you can buy both Hindi and English books. The link can be found in the description. Friends, I hope you liked this video. Do tell me in the comment section how you liked this video. If you got some value from this video, then like it. And if you are new to the channel, then definitely subscribe to this channel Sap and Sach Oak, because you will keep getting such book series every Sunday at 10 a.m. Do not forget to share the video, and in the end, just one thing: whatever you do, do not give up your dream, because without dreams life cannot be lived, it is only past. So keep dreaming, friends, because dreams do come true.